Did you know that Russia and the United States are only 2.4 miles apart? Yes, you heard that right. While most people think these two superpowers are worlds away, they are actually shockingly close. In fact, on a clear day, you can literally see one from the other. But here's the real question: does this closeness make things more peaceful, or does it make tensions even worse? Stay with me as we dive deep into this mind-blowing fact and uncover some shocking truths about the two most powerful nations standing just a short distance apart. The unexpected geography. When people imagine the USA and Russia, they often picture a massive ocean between them, with no real connection. But in reality, the two countries nearly touch each other. The Bering Strait, a narrow water passage in the Arctic, separates them. At the center of this strait, there are two small islands, Big Diomede, which belongs to Russia, and Little Diomede, which is part of the United States. And guess what? These two islands are only 2.4 miles apart. That's shorter than a regular morning jog. But here's where things get even crazier. Not only are these islands close in distance, but they also exist in two different time zones. Big Diomede is nearly a full day ahead of Little Diomede. This means that if you stand on Little Diomede and look towards Big Diomede, you are literally seeing into the future. No joke, a silent battlefield. Now, you might be wondering, if these countries are so close, why don't people just travel between them? Well, here's the catch: there's no official border crossing between the USA and Russia in this region. Even though they're just a few miles apart, traveling from one to the other is illegal without special permission. Why? Because of the long-standing tensions between the two nations. The Cold War may have ended decades ago, but the USA and Russia have never truly been on friendly terms. This tiny stretch of water has remained a silent battlefield, symbolizing the political and military rivalry that has existed for decades. During the Cold War, both countries kept a close watch on this region, fearing an invasion from the other side. Big Diomede, the Russian island, was even converted into a military base with no civilians allowed. To this day, it remains uninhabited, with Russian troops keeping a watchful eye. Meanwhile, on Little Diomede, around 80 Alaskan natives still live, making it one of the most unique and isolated communities in the world. Imagine living in a place where your closest neighbor is a rival superpower. Has anyone ever crossed? Now, here's something fascinating: while regular people can't cross this short distance, some have actually managed to do it in unbelievable ways. In 1987, an American woman named Lynn Cox did the impossible. She swam across the freezing waters of the Bering Strait, from the USA to the Soviet Union. The water temperature was barely above freezing, and the risk of hypothermia was extremely high. But she made it. Her daring swim was seen as a symbol of peace between the two nations. But she's not the only one. During the Cold War, a few brave individuals attempted to escape from Russia to the USA by crossing the icy waters. Some succeeded, while others were caught and punished. Their stories remain hidden in history, but they prove that the tiny gap between these two nations is more than just a geographical fact. It's a symbol of hope, fear, and the struggle for freedom. Could there be a land connection? Now, let's entertain a crazy thought. What if there was an actual bridge connecting Russia and the USA? Believe it or not, this almost became a reality. Over the years, engineers and politicians have discussed the idea of building a bridge or tunnel across the Bering Strait. If built, this structure would be longer than any bridge in the world and could completely change global trade and travel. But here's the problem: the Arctic weather is brutal. The waters between the two nations are covered in thick ice for most of the year, and massive storms make construction nearly impossible. Plus, there's the political tension. A bridge or tunnel would require the USA and Russia to work together closely, which doesn't seem likely anytime soon. So, for now, the two countries remain separated by just 2.4 miles of freezing water, yet remain miles apart in politics and diplomacy. Military tensions at the border. Since these two superpowers are so close, you might be wondering, do they keep an eye on each other? The answer is yes, absolutely. Both countries have military bases near the Bering Strait, and tensions have been rising in recent years. Russian and American fighter jets frequently fly close to each other, testing each other's reactions. In fact, US and Russian military planes have had multiple close encounters over these waters, coming within just a few miles of each other. In 2020, the US military intercepted Russian bombers flying dangerously close to Alaska. And in response, Russia increased its military activity in the region. It's a constant game of cat and mouse, where each side watches the other, waiting for the next move. While the official border remains peaceful, this tiny 2.4-mile gap is one of the most highly monitored places on Earth. Could Russia and the USA ever be connected? Now, the biggest question remains, will Russia and the USA ever have a real connection in this region? Technically, it's possible. With advancements in engineering, a tunnel or bridge could be built in the future. If that happens, it could open up new trade routes, reduce travel time between continents, and even ease tensions between the two nations. But realistically, it's unlikely. The political divide between the USA and Russia is still huge, and as long as global tensions remain high, the idea of a physical connection remains just a dream. For now, the closest the two countries will ever be is just 2.4 miles apart, separated by ice, water, and decades of political rivalry. So, next time someone says Russia and the USA are worlds apart, you can tell them the shocking truth: they are just a short swim away. But despite their close distance, their relationship remains as cold as the Arctic waters that separate them. Will this ever change? Only time will tell. What do you think? Should there be a bridge connecting Russia and the USA? Or is it better this way? Let me know in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out other clips of Amazing 7 and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified our latest videos.